Okay, first of all, have you read, *Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind* by Yuval Harari, historian? Anybody read about this? No? Okay, the Yuval Harari is a historian in Israel. He's a very famous historian. Maybe if you open the YouTube, there's many talks by the Yuval Harari. I strongly recommend you to read this. Okay, according to him, actually through his books, the book shows a big picture of human history. Let's see. Let's go to Stone Age. The Homo sapiens, humans in primitive society, we just the marginal creatures. If there is a leftover food by the stronger predators, the humans should watch out. There is left side, right side. Maybe they could be a strong predator like a wolf or tiger or lions. It means in food change, the human just in the middle of that food change in ecosystem. And since cognitive revolutions, human became most powerful beings on the globe. How come? How come? According to him, because human get the communication skill with the language. So at that times, there are many kinds of human species like Neanderthals, Denisova, or Floresiensis in Indonesia. So according to scholars, there was 5 or 6 human species like Homo sapiens. But Homo sapiens defeated all the kinds of human species. Now we are on the top of the food chain. Let's go to revolutions, agricultural revolutions. Since agricultural revolutions and industrial revolutions, and then scientific revolutions, human became more powerful. And now we are facing the superhuman. We will talk about later more. Okay, there's both sides of human civilizations now. The one side, of course, we are enjoying our material prosperity. But other side, there are many, tragic happening. Do you agree with this? Okay, let's go to Asia. What is happening now in Asia? Maybe you heard from the news the issue of a nuclear weapon by North Korea. Yeah. So the relation between the USA and the political leader of North Korea, is getting now very serious now. It's something need to be solved, but recently there are 2 summit talks between Trump and Kim Jong-un of North Korean political leader. But second summit was recently in Hanoi, but no agreement is reached. It's a big problem now. And if we go to the Central Asia, many Central Asian countries got the independence from the Soviet Union. But in Central Asia, there are still many kinds of potential problem from the legacy of the Soviet Union. Still, there are many things are infrastructured during Soviet regime, such as all the water resource infrastructures made by Soviet Union. But all republics got the independence. But they need to share this kind of water resource. There are 2 big rivers, Amdaria, Shirodaria, but all the rivers across the different republics. So they are suffering from the lack of water. So they need to be solved urgently, but no agreement is reached now. Also, there is a potential ethnic conflicts and the ongoing, conflicts, also boundary territorial dispute ongoing. It's also from the legacy of Soviet Union. Okay, maybe this territorial dispute in Northeast Asia, Professor John will talk about more. So let me skip this one. Okay, let's go to the Pacific Oceans. Do you have any idea what are these yellow spots? It's the Pacific Oceans. Here, Korea, Japan, Russia, Alaska, Canada, USA. Here is a yellow spot. All of the,
The plastic there, where plastic is out?
That's right. Okay. Yes, it's a huge, vast land, on the sea. So who made this?
Everybody.
Yeah. Yes, you see, this is a land of trash on the sea. Okay, let's go to the post-human era issue. There's two kinds of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, weak AI and strong AI. What's the difference between the weak AI and strong AI? Have you heard about this? No? Now we are using the weak AI like mobile and computer everywhere, database products. But scientists said we may face within 30 years or within 40 years strong AI. Strong AI is, human-like emotions they have, human-like consciousness with the monster amount of big data. So, what will happen when you face the strong AI? So, many scientists, scholars, they warn about, the strong AI. So, there is several scenario when we meet the strong AIs. So, one scenario is maybe we could be a slave of a strong AI. It's the first scenario. Second scenario is that, guess what?
Extinction?
Huh?
Human extinction?
Extinction. That's right. Yeah. There is a possibility that human will be extinct by strong AI. A third scenario. Third scenario, can you guess?
A positive one?
Yeah.
Something positive?
Something positive, I hope so, but no.
Oh.
We can be pure for strong AI, pure. Anyway, strong AI is almost like machine, a kind of machine. They need some kind of energy. We can be energy for strong AI. We can say the human history, have continued from hominid society 250,000 years. From now, we can ask, the human species can continue more 250,000 years? The scholar said, no, nobody agree about this. Definitely, will be extincted. And second one is, the sociobiologist Edward Wilson said by 2400, human will be extincted. And historically, there have been 5 mass animal extinctions. 5 mass. Now we are facing 6 mass extinctions. So there's a big difference between the previous extinctions and now 6 extinctions. Previous extinctions happening from the natural disaster. You know, peak extinctions at that time, all dinosaurs were gone, right? So the 6 mass extinctions will be from the human-made disaster, anthropogenic disaster. So the scientists said within 2 generations, 75% of animal species will be gone. So 1 generation, how many years? 1 generation. 30 years. This is considered 30 years. So within 60 years, human may include this 75% of animal species extinctions, include or not, nobody knows. It's possible. There's possibility. And you know, Stephen Hawking, physicist, last year he passed by. He said we need to ready to live for other planet within 30 years. It's serious. Okay, if you see these pictures, maybe you can, you know, bring one word, one French word, or what it is going to ourselves. So, you know, French word with these pictures? Kumera. Have you heard it? Kumera. Okay, let's see. Let's timeless food, Homo sapiens. Biologically, genetically, of course, we are self-distinct. We are like a programmed by DNA, right? And also evolutionarily, we are sure the survival and reproduction centered beings. It means what? Genetically, evolutionary, in some, you know, part we cannot control sometimes because we are programmed one. But let's see it. Still, Homo sapiens, modern sapiens, we have you know, Stone Age body and emotions. But now we are facing, we are living the dramatically changed environment since 500, 300, you know, of the industrial and scientific revolutions. But since before that, just like a primitive society, not really there was big change. But in primitive society, the weapon for human was just a stick or a stone. But now we ready to use the nuclear weapon, right? So there's a big difference. Okay, let's see the linguistic perspective of human. According to Wittgenstein, he said that human only can express 10% of what we see, what we smell, what we think, what we feel. Only 10%. So 90% still remained not expressed. It means in human society there is a high possibility to miscommunicate, misunderstand. Let's see in the perspective of brain science. How much do you believe your brain? According to scientists of brain science, our brain is just like a justifying machine. Sometimes we select first and then we justify why I choose this one. For example, there's an experiment in Yale University. There is a $1 cookie and $4 cookie. The ingredients or the recipe and temperature exactly the same. But most people choose the $4 cookie. Why? They said, oh, it's more mild, it's more tasty, even that's exactly the same. So, human, when we judge some things, human used to use a memory model or experience model. So if there's something you don't express, sometime experience, you may hesitate, you may trouble. So always we used to use experience. So in communications in human society, there could be a lot of misunderstanding or bias or prejudice. Also, how about the limitation of brain memory? Can you compete the computer? No. So we are so dependent with the computer, right? Because of limitation of memory. After 3 days, the people can ask you what happened, three days ago. How much can you remember? So, according to scholars, we just can memorize compressed idea. 3 days after or 1 week after, maybe you can remember one Korean, maybe Professor from Pakistan. What's the title? Oh, I don't know. Or maybe like this. Only some compressed ideas you can remember. That's the limitation of our brain. Okay, let's give this one. Okay, let me tell you about the empathy of Homo sapiens. Are you empathetic persons?
Yes.
Yes. I agree, totally I agree with you. Individually, we are totally empathetic beings. Yes. But on the level of group, on the level of nations, on the level of some cultural groups, it will be totally different. How come? Or what do you think about? Under the strong authority, or under the some, the religion. How about under the ideology? Human empathy can be easily eroded. So in Korea, traditionally, our, the culture is like a high, patriarchal society. So we sometimes just need to follow the, father or grandfather. Sometimes we have no choice. So under that kind of authority, sometimes we don't have a choice. How about religions? Do you agree with this? Yes, there are many experiments, about the human empathy. Very easily can be eroded. Okay, how about the, making others? Just because you belong to different religions, you belong to different culture, you belong to different religions, you can be discriminated. It's a reality. So the people who are discriminated, what did they feel? They may get anger and frustrated, or they may have hostility, right? And then what will happen? Yeah, you can guess. There could be war, strong schism, or conflict. Previous philosopher says about human nature. What do you think about it? Some philosophers say that we are ape-like nature. We have ape-like natures, and the other philosophers, the good natures. Which one do you prefer to choose? Both of these? Scholars say, historically, we, it has been dominant. We used to have, myths of selfishness. Basically, we think, human is selfish beings. But scholars said, no. Of course, we are selfish beings, but at the same time, we are altruistic beings. We are cooperative. Look at individually, we always cooperate each other, right? So both natures are, with human head like this. There is experiments about the human corporations. The corporations, usually influenced by some context. So if we have, the social structures that make the human more cooperative, it will works. So the design of the social structure is very important. Okay, according to Martin Noah, so we are super cooperative. There is a U social cooperator is like ants or bees. They are, of course they are social beings, but human is a more strong social being. So super cooperative is for human. We are super cooperative. 3 billion years ago, there was evidence one monotinal cell, organisms are fed to other, the organisms. There's many kinds of evidence, that shows that we are cooperators historically. There are 5 mechanisms of evolution of cooperation. Direct reciprocity, what is it? I have you, and then you have me. It's direct reciprocity. How about kin selections? Kin selections. Among the relatives, they help each other. Okay? Group selection is that among students in this university, maybe they help each other. Yeah? And spatial selections, among neighbors, they help each other. Okay, what about indirect reciprocity? Anybody knows? Indirect. It's most important kind of human cooperations. It's based on trust in human society. I help you because I believe that you will help me. It's indirect. Okay, let me introduce one physicist, Jang Hae, Korean physicist. His theory is a structure of all life. All, it's a Korean word. It means whole. So, what did you have for lunch?
Rice.
Rice. Okay, rice is from where? Rice. The plants of rice. Our from environment, right? Yeah. So it's co-life means all plants, all meat, animals from where our environment, our surroundings. So we individually so dependent from on our surroundings. It means co-life. How about plants, animals? How can they survive? Because they got the energy from the sun. So all co-life beings are dependent on the sun. So these 3 kinds of level are all dependent beings. Even sun can survive in the structure of a cosmos. So it means that we are all interrelated, interconnected. Okay, there is a new word, interbee. Interbee. Have you heard that? Interbee. Interbee.